Welcome back to the channel of Design 911. My name's Lee, also known on YouTube as That 911 Guy. Today we are looking at the 991 Gen 1 Turbo S because I believe this is one of the best value modern day supercars you can get for less than 100 grand. By way of a historical background, the 991 Gen 1 Turbo S was first launched in August 2013. Boasted monumental power and torque figures, didn't it? 560 horsepower, that's 30 up on its predecessor in the 997, and a maximum 750 newton meters of torque. Absolutely eye-watering amount. It was a four-wheel drive car. It also came with a lot of the 991 generation's technological gizmos, included electrically assisted power steering, rear axle steer as well as standard, which just felt coming out of that tighter junction there. Twin turbocharged, as I say, four-wheel drive. It really is the kind of everyday do-it-all super sports car. It was 152 or 156,000 pound new, can't quite remember, but as with all Turbo S's, they tank in value. 7 years later now, just over, this car you can pick up for around about £80,000, which is incredible value for money. I cannot emphasise just how much car that is for your money. The thing with the Turbo S is every box is ticked in terms of options. It's all standard specification in S form. That includes the ceramic brakes up front. They were a £6 option otherwise for the standard turbo. 7-speed PDK as well. 18-way sport seats plus. Absolutely everything you could have wanted on the car was already there. As I say, 150 odd grand out the box, 7 years later, half price. Really, really cool. Feels mega fast, but also mega grippy, mega comfortable, super, super capable. The Gen 2 came around 3 years later on, and really it was a small boost in power and torque, 20 horsepower more at 580 horsepower, around about 800 newton meters of torque boost. So fairly kind of humble, shall we say, by way of upgrades. But what the Gen 2 did get, kind of in line with the rest of the 991 Gen 2 generation really, was a facelift. It had new 3D lights on the back, which looked super, super cool. And also a more slick design in terms of those daytime running lights on the front. That's where there's a slight change in this car. That's where this particular example that I'm driving is quite cool, because it's had a slight change by way of a modern day upgrade to make it look like that Gen 2 car, which you can pick up at the moment for around about £120,000, so a bit of a lick on. Okay, now at first sight, this might look like a Gen 2 991 Turbo S. There's a slight redesign on the front PU, slightly more aggressive, and also there's a difference in the layout of these daytime running lights. But if we go to the side of the car, it'll actually reveal its true age. The first big giveaway is the centre lock wheel design. Those in the know will recognise that as a Gen 1 Turbo S wheel design. The second, and crucial giveaway really, is the door handle design. It's a Gen 1 door handle design which reveals this car to be the Gen 1 991 Turbo S. As well as changes to the front of the car, the rear of this Turbo S has also been updated to Gen 2 spec as well. It's got the 3D rear lights and the revised rear bumper, which has also got the Gen 2 exhaust tips. These have all been added separately, which of course you can get from Design 911. Those small but significant updates which pull this car from Gen 1 into Gen 2 looks and really modernises the exterior aesthetics of the car, as I say, it plays quite a significant role, because this is an £80,000 car, but with those small updates now looks like its newer brothers or stablemates, and they're currently kicking around for about £120,000. So again, it just adds a little bit of value to the car, I think, in terms of being able to pick up a super quick, audaciously quick even, fast supercar for about £80,000, but you can modernise it to look like its newer stablemate for obviously not the £40,000 difference in market value between the two. So if modern day aesthetics are your thing, it's definitely a worthwhile addition, as this car kind of testifies to. By way of that kit, It's of course the new front PU and daytime running lights on the rear. It's the revised rear bumper. The 3D lights, again, really cool. It's probably my favourite design element of the 991 Gen 2 revision. And also the exhaust tips as well. The exhaust tips are a different design, but also these ones from Design 911 are black, just kind of adds to that slick, almost kind of GTS feel and look. There's a lot of charm to the Turbo S, although it has its detractors in terms of feel behind the wheel. This is a car that'll embarrass a GT3 RS on the track, but of which you can soak up many miles doing a cross-continent drive. As I've said in my own videos on my own YouTube channel, this really is just the absolute perfect everyday super sports car. Everything is turned up to 10, but unlike other kind of 911 iterations such as the GT3 or GT3 RS for example, it's not unduly compromised in its quest for big power. That is really quick, especially on a narrow country road like this. The other thing you can do if you still want to kind of continue that theme of upgrading this Turbo S into kind of the 991 Gen 2 spec, you can get an upgrade on the PCM system. This is the old PCM. It is quite dated in truth. As I say, you can get an aftermarket upgrade which puts the new PCM system in that the Gen 2 cars have. That has Apple Play, which obviously opens up a world of new infotainment and connectivity. You can get podcasts, better navigation apps such as Waze. Really is kind of a worthwhile thing to do. So if you're going for that kind of overall aesthetic on the exterior with the bits and pieces I've just mentioned, you can continue that inside by getting the new PCM. Definitely worthwhile. In truth though, that's kind of about all you need to do. As I mentioned, it's a really capable, comfortable car. The great thing about these cars are nobody ever jumps out of them and says they're too slow. So yes, the 992 Turbo S is now the Turbo S of choice and it's gracing showrooms, but this car is half the price of that, and it's absolutely not half the performance. So, great value modern day supercar. There we have it then. That is the story of the 991 Gen 1 Turbo S. To my mind, one of the very best value for money modern day supercars out there. With the visual upgrades at the front and the rear of the car, the parts incidentally were ordered online at design911.com. It was actually the team at Design 911 that fitted these as well. Just brings that car a little bit more into the modern age in looking like the Gen 2. It's amazing value for money. It's a brilliant package. That's about it. Thank you as always for watching on this Design 911 YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for even more product reviews and drives in amazing cars such as this.